Alright, Thoughtbox 8. And it's funny, the buzz is like really bad in this one. Um, and it kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about, which is expectations lead to disappointment. I expected it to be like how it was in this Thoughtbox 7, but yeah, there you go. It's 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 commonplace for people to say, "Well, things didn't go as I expected them to," and it colors a lot of the way they view the world, really. Because think about it, right? I'll use myself as an example, right? I didn't expect to still be in the Bahamas, more or less in the same position I was when I left at 21, 19, whatever, however young I was. I didn't expect that. I didn't know where I expected to be, but I did not expect to be here in that position. And here I am. And a part of that, like a side thing is, I think, a lot of times when we expect something for no real reason, just because we expect it for whatever, that the exact thing that we like expecting not to happen could happen. As an object lesson, it's like take a lap. Take a lap. What do you mean you expect it? What do you mean you expected this or that to happen? What do you mean? What inside information you have that said, oh, okay, since this and that is this plus this divided by the what formula are you using to get that? What do you know about anything? What do you what do you know about anything? I was thinking earlier. I can record this like earlier today, but whatever. I'm recording it now. See, expecting. um, I Oh, I lost my train of thought. Um, but anyway, that's what I was gonna say. It'll come back or it won't. Um, but yeah, it's like you can't live life expect. I know what I was gonna say expecting things because, and this is what I was gonna say before. Like someone who gets killed, right? I don't know, by lightning, by a car hitting them, whatever. They don't expect to die that way. No one expects to die that way. But it was the way it's gonna go out. You know? What do you mean you expect? Like I keep on going back to that because it's so fundamental to how we view things and why we get upset about things, why we get disappointed, why we get bitter, why we get frustrated, why we get disenchanted, disillusioned with life. It's a simple thing, as most things are. It's simple. Expectations lead to disappointment because it's not just that and then simple. No, because we don't and can't know what's going to happen. We could make guesses based on the information we have now, which is not the full information. It can never be the full information. It's just our point of view on a certain thing at a certain time. How in the hell could you make even an educated guess about what could happen based off that? You don't know what's going to happen. You could wake up tomorrow and blind. I mean, anything. Anything. What do you mean? You expected. We need to get off. We need to get off of that. Because that unlocks things in and of itself beyond all the other thought boxes. This box here, this unlocks a lot of stuff. A lot of shackles we put on ourselves is because we expected something and it didn't happen as we expected, and so we just like, screw it, I don't care anymore because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. My response is, who are you? Who are you to dictate and decide and fathom what's gonna happen? Seriously, think about that. I, I don't know. You know, I just woke up today and it's like that phrase came into my mind, and I just started applying it to a lot of the reasons why I'm kind of in the position I'm in right now. Really, you know, and another part to that too. This is another thing. It's all part and parcel. So we expect things, right? We done start off wrong with that, but okay, we expect things. Fine. Now we don't do what you're supposed to do to get that. See, because even in that, there's a principle. Even in that, there's a principle. The rain falls on the just and the unjust, right? You do what you're supposed to do according to a principle. The principle will do what it's supposed to do. That's just what it is. You plan a child killer and a saint both plant a seed and water it and take care of it and it grows. It don't matter the content of your heart. In the principle of it. Now blessings is separate. That's a separate thing. But just you do A and it leads to B and then it leads to C. That's principle. That's just what it is. It's gravity. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So if you expect something but don't do the things necessary to get the results you foresee or want or whatever, it's not going to happen. No matter what you expect. So even in that, there's a way out, and even in that we fall. Even in that we fall, and then we say, "But I did all I could do." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't do everything that you could do. That's once again, simple things, but it's so much. It's so big. It's so big. Do all you can do. That's a deep thing, you know. You don't want to get up this today, but if you get up today, you could, and you don't even know who you gonna meet, what you could do, what could happen that could facilitate the thing you expected, but you didn't get up that day for whatever reason. For whatever reason, you didn't do all you could do. So even in that, you fall. You fall on the principle of it. You fall. So the next step after that is now applying it to your life and seeing where, one, you expected something that was unreasonable, and two, even in that, if you expect something unreasonable, did you do everything that you could possibly do? That's a not 90%, not 99%, 100% full. There's nothing else you can do. Everything is exhausted. Exhausted is a serious word, Depleted. Finished. Done. Ended. Can't give any more because there's nothing left to give. If you've done all of that, then you could be upset. And even then, you can't because it goes back to the fundamentals. See, that's the thing. We always deal with symptoms. That's a symptom. The whole do everything you do. That's as far-reaching as that is. That's only a symptom. We could get well in our souls if we work on that symptom, sure. But the fundamental thing now that the symptoms spring from is you shouldn't expect in the first place. That's the thing. Now, that being said, see, it's layers now. It's layers now. It's layers. There are certain things that you should expect. It feeds itself. If you plant a seed and you water it, and you see, it's not just if you plant a seed. If you water it, take care of it, all this stuff that goes into that, you can expect a plant because that's the principle. See, then you could expect. You can't expect just willy nilly outside in a vacuum. You have to expect in a principle. That's just what it is. Okay, let's just use okay. Let's use a practical example for me. For me, Japanese, right? The language. I always wanted, and I don't know if anymore if I do, but back then I always wanted to learn it. Right? I didn't do all I could do. If I had, if I had practiced, if I had spoken it at every opportunity I could, if I had absorbed more of it, if I had studied more, whatever, if I had done 100% what I was supposed to do, then I could expect to speak it, especially at this point at 29. Sure. I started when I was in college. So yeah, I should, if you put the work in, do everything you're supposed to do, then you can expect to speak it. If you haven't, you can't logically expect to speak the language. It's a principle. So when I say don't expect things, it's like don't expect things outside of a principle. Don't just okay. For example, my example of I didn't expect to be here, right? What made me think that? It wasn't that I didn't expect to be here, you know. See now we get into it now. Is that I didn't want to be here. That's different. Those are two completely separate words. Not even in that the words themselves are different, but the connotations, the implications, the things that could spring from that, completely separate. I didn't want to be here. That's separate than saying I didn't expect to be here. Because if I was doing everything I could, then I could say I didn't expect to be here. Hmm? You can't just want something. You can't just need something. Let's take it to the next level. Even if you need something, you still ain't gonna get it. Don't work that way. You have to do stuff. Faith without works. When I was in California, I had all the faith in the world. More faith than my friend had in what we were doing. I think personally, I think. And I'm actually open to debate that with him if he listens to these at any point. Because I was the one who was saying, yeah, we could do this. It don't matter our background. It don't matter all these other things that mattered to him. Those things didn't matter. So I think in that alone, I had more faith in what we were doing. Right? But okay, fine. So I had all the faith in the world, but where's the work? It's dead without it, you know. What do we do? How do we really promote? What do we really do? But practice a couple songs, and songs always change anyway, so it didn't matter if we practice. What? Say, oh yeah, we'll play for free and we'll play for whatever and just do anything to us, we don't care. So of course they treat us like anything. Because we present ourselves in that position of you can do anything to us because we just want to play. And that works on a certain level, but just by itself all the time, everything in moderation all the time, no. I understand that they hurting. We're hurting too though. This is a job, you know. It's work. It's work, but it's also a job. We do this to eat. That's what a job is to me. Work encompasses a job. Work is a calling. Job is the actual, like, mechanical part of it. Because you can love playing all you want. You have to show up on time. You have to have a level of professionalism because it is a job. On top of, you know. So I'm saying though, you have to put in the work if you expect a result. It's math. It's a formula. It's not just that, but it is, but it isn't, but it is. You know that kind of way. We always talk about this. It is, but it isn't, but it is. I remember Stephen King. He was talking about oh God, like what horror is to him, and we're saying that it's like the author is an agent of order in the guise is someone like who represents chaos, you know. But at the end of the day, underlying it all, there might be a push for chaos. So he called it a triple werewolf because it's like it's the skin of a wolf, so it's the monster on the outside, but inside the skin is a man. It's a good intentioned person, but inside that man is the wolf, the heart of the wolf. So it's three layers. I don't know if I fully agree, but I kind of do a little bit. I think. 'Cause I don't think it's just clear cut like that. I don't think you can say it's clear cut, but I'm saying I don't think it's clear cut as that. But that could be a whole other thing. That might be a ramble. But yeah, I mean, so with this expectation thing, it's layers to it. You know, don't expect things, but expect things, but don't expect things. Because now here we go. Let's go back to the plant now. You plant the seed, you water, you take care of it, and all that stuff. Say a worm gets there and kills the plant at the root. You know. Now you could say, if you did everything you could, you would take into account insects and bugs and stuff attacking it. So maybe that's a function of not doing 100%. Yeah, but that's the thing. Be human. So we will never give 100%. There always that's the beautiful thing about humanity is there's always a little more we could do. There's always an improvement we can make. Always. So never expect things because we will never give 100%. It could always be something, dude, that we miss. Just off us being human. We cut that down, the more people involved. This is why we need people. That's going to be another thought box. The need for people. The whole no man's island thing, yeah, I totally believe that. I might actually record that next. Because that's pressing. We need to get off of that too. But this one's about expectation. Joy is a fickle thing. We could obtain it, you know. Not just through us, but let's just keep it here for now. Let's keep it human for now. We can obtain it, you know. But it's stuff to do to get it. It's work. As with love, as with hope, as with everything. It's work. It's work. And even when we get the joy, it's like that oasis thing, where you're in it for that moment and then you walk on again. It's not the end all be all. Joy isn't the end result. It's a stopping station. It's a recharge for you to continue the journey. And this expectation thing, this is a way to help us capture joy. Yes, you have to capture it. Not you just walk into your arms. You have to capture joy. It's fleeting. It's fickle. But it's precious. Maybe it's precious because of that. The Japanese have a saying. I can't remember what it is anymore. That's how little I've studied Japanese for years. I don't even remember. But it's basically saying that beauty is made even more beautiful by the fact that of its very nature, it's transient. It doesn't last. That's what the cherry blossoms represent. Momentary beauty. The ness of things. The honestness of things. We're all beautiful, At least we have the potential to be on the inside. You know. Capture joy. Capture it. Just a thought.